How are you doing? And get started with in-person questions first.
Wes, how did you get
Oh, it was solid. I think anytime you're down a few bodies, it's a concern. But we knew what we were about to face. This team, they play hard. And it's not a team that you think about playing a record. That's when you get set up. You put yourself in position to lose a game. And I thought our overall approach was great. Aside for that stretch late in the fourth, you're fighting human nature. Get comfortable, take your foot off the gas a bit. But overall, I was pleased.
obviously with Brad Donner's points you had it and space on the floor, but what do you think Spencer was able to kind of get into so well tonight?
Yeah, he had a pretty good rhythm, and I think pick and roll is it's his go-to. So we were able to find him in those actions, and he's able to get downhill, create for himself and others.
And then Anthony Gill had his season debut today. He's had just 10 minutes. I assume he's on some sort of restriction or easing him back in.
No, we're easing him back in. There's really no restriction, but he hasn't really done a whole lot of 5-on-5. We haven't practiced a ton. Just the density of the schedule hasn't allowed for it. So we have to be cautious with him, but there are no medical restrictions right now.
What were you looking for tonight?
Just that. I mean, I wanted to see him out there, see how he would respond. His energy, his ball movement. Those are things you can't measure, but they're impactful.
About how Montrez just changed the temperature as soon as he comes in, he's attacking ball at the post and really seem to get your bunch going.
Yeah, he's a spark plug. It's there's so many names you could give it, but his energy is just phenomenal. It's a different pace, different aggression level, his voice, all those things. And it's second possessions, it's rim runs, it's blocking shots. It's first to the floor. His activity is just it's amazing, and it's every day. So it really is a welcome thing to have.
Wes, when you kind of look at the long season as a whole, obviously wrapping up in the beginning is good for cushion and everything like that. But what can that do to momentum in the course of? I mean, it's only 12 games, but.
I mean, I'd rather be where we are than not. But but I mean, you just have to fight that temptation to get complacent. I think it hasn't come easy, but and I'll give our guys credit. We've found ways on certain nights to just eke out a win. But we can't sit here and say, hey, we're good. We have to continue to work every day and get better. Try to minimize some slippage. Add some things as we go. Hopefully, get healthy, get guys back. And in doing that, it may take a little bit to get reacclimated, but it's the nature of the league. So when that time comes, we'll figure it out and we'll find ways to get guys back in. I mean, his rebounding has continued, his activity defensively. I think has been great. And I think he's also kind of using his voice to help that veteran presence. He's one of those guys, him, Pope, Trez, they played in big minutes, big moments in playoff games. So it's good to have another guy who can kind of just steady the ship. Sometimes we get a little scattered, and he can kind of help bring us back to where we need to be. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, several guys do. I think it's great. It's I talked to Denny early, and I said, you got to find yourself a good vet. And thankfully, we have quite a few of them, and guys who are going to go out of their way to help him, kind of show him the ropes, slow him down a little bit, build him up, give him confidence. And I think it's shown in the way he's played, the way he's responded. So I think it's great.
Chase.
Hey, Wes, you called a timeout. I think it was 15-12. They were leading in the first quarter, and the game really kind of turned around after that. What didn't you like that made you want to call the timeout, and what was the message to the team that kind of flipped things around?
Well, it was just the ball movement. I thought we were just kind of lackadaisical, early in the start, and just wanted to get that point across that, let's not, fall into that trap of just playing one-on-one, and let's get the ball moving. Let's play with a little bit more pace. Make sure we're setting screens. We're in our spots early, because they're a physical defensive team. They're very active, and I give Jamal a lot of credit. His staff, they've done a great job with this group. you know, and I know they got a lot of young pieces, and those pieces are going to get better. But the one constant is they play hard, and they're going to play to the wire. So it's not a surprise that this team is the number one fourth quarter scoring team in the league. They're going to continue to play, and you know, tonight obviously scored 33 in the fourth. I think shot just under 50. So they're going to keep coming. And I just didn't like the start and where we were, and I wanted to kind of get that point across.
And Daniel Gafford, the last two games, foul trouble tonight, but hasn't really been the guy that we're used to seeing. Anything up with him, do you think?
I don't think so. It's a long season. You know, there's ebbs and flows to the game. There's ebbs and flows, you know, to each player. I don't know too many players who play at a certain level consistently for 82 games. But he's doing some good things, you know, and he's trying, you know, with fouls or not. I mean, I love the fact that he's not giving easy, uncontested layups.
Wayne.
Hey, Coach, tonight made the fourth game in a row you held a team under 100 points. What were you pleased with from tonight's defensive effort from the team?
Well, overall, I think once we got, our defense settled, the transition was an issue. Some of that early in the first half was turnovers, and now you're on your heels, so it's just tough to anchor your defense. But once we got our defense set, guys are in the right spots. I thought we were pretty good. We were communicating pretty well. We were kind of getting through screens, and guys were fighting to get back in front, trying to make it tough. Overall, it wasn't perfect, never is, but I thought we did a decent job.
And lastly, Coach, and take me back to the first quarter. It was kind of slow. Trez comes in, just going to run. Can you just speak to Trez's game tonight?
Yeah, it's once again he's that Energizer bunny, and he can find it a lot of ways. We went to him in the post. He had some success down there, so we just kind of kept going to him. He got a couple of easy putbacks. Got one in transition. So, once you see the ball go in, once again that helps set your defense, but those paint points open up the floor a bit, so now that they're digging down on him and worried about him scoring in the post, it opens up other things for us.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Go back to Chase.
One more. Just Kuzma hitting 4 threes in like under 6 minutes the other day, and then 3 in a span of about a minute tonight. Just how valuable is it to have a guy who can just go on a barrage like that in such a short period of time?
Oh, it's big for us. And he's not the only one. I've seen Pope do it. Obviously, we don't have Brad tonight, but Brad is certainly capable. Spencer's capable. So just to have that volume of shooting and the fact that he's done it, there's a comfort level. He hits a couple, you're going to run something to get him another one. But in general, I like the fact that he's aggressive. He's taking the right type of shots. He's not forcing it. And if that ball is going in, it's a backbreaker for the defense.
All right, Coach. I think that's it. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You've gone up tirade 2 games in a row in a really, really short period of time. 3, what's working well?
Just my confidence. Like I said, the last game, I don't care about missing shots. Because I'd rather just keep shooting and missing, if anything, because after the game, if I stop shooting at a certain point, I'm gonna be mad at myself. So I just try to keep that mentality of, they'll fall eventually. And then, once one goes in, that's all I really need to see.
We know you're still a young man by any stretch of the 26. But you on this team, you feel like you're someone who is 40.
Yeah, I mean, I've been through a lot in this league. I've had a lot of highs, I had a few lows, won the championship, played, whether being the first option, a second option, third, and fourth even. So, I've seen the NBA in, 5 years at, different type of areas. So, I feel like, I have a lot of knowledge, and, we just got great young guys on this team that really want to learn. And, not saying that I'm a old vet, but, if I see something or somebody has a question, I'm gonna answer it.
tonight wasn't like super flashy, but he did a lot in a little amount of time. How difficult is it for a young player and you have to do it yourself, come off the bench and like find that rhythm that you're talking about in a short time?
Well, Denny doesn't really have a flashy game, and doesn't really need to. He impacts the game so much at a young age that I just try to tell him, through my experiences, just stay with it. Just work on all the little things, because in this league, you're always going to have the opportunity you want at some point. You just never really know when it's going to come. So, I think for me, saying that the past 2 years, I just try to work on my entire all game, doing the little things, defense, rebounding. And that's what he's doing right now. And he impacts the game for us every single night. Guarding players. He's a very underrated rebounder. And he does a great job of just playing the right way and playmaking for others. He gets downhill and he makes the right pass ahead of him, keeps it simple. And, he's doing well this year.
By any chance, do you see the Wizards fans sitting behind your bench? One of whom had a sign that said Kuzma got LeBron's ring?
No, I didn't see that one. Yeah, I didn't see that one. They had it though.
They were happy to
Nice.
supply that sign.
I said again. Did you ask me a question?
What, did I
No,
ask?
I
Did
didn't.
just talk to you?
No, I didn't. It was quiet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I thought you were waiting on me.
No, it was a bad question that
Got you. Yeah, it's all right. We all have bad days.
I have more than most.
We'll go to Chase.
Hey, Kuz, when you're playing a young team that, maybe could sense an opportunity with players being out, what's the key to kind of preventing them from building confidence and getting into a game?
Well, when you play a very, very young team, you know that they're going to play hard no matter what. And tonight was proof. They kept around with us up until that third quarter for the most part. And obviously, I think we had like a 25-point lead or something. And to what I just said, they're going to play hard all night. And they got the game back little by little, and they didn't quit, and they scrapped the whole night. And, when you're playing teams like that, you have to understand, you can't play with your food. You just can't play with your food at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to bury them early so they have no confidence.
And what does having a lot of depth on a roster do to like the mindset of each individual player? Does it take any pressure off knowing that you don't need a select few to have a big scoring night? Someone's going to come up with something.
I mean, I think the biggest thing with depth in the NBA is, what you saw tonight. Brad didn't play, and it's a next man up mentality, and we were able to, hang through and finish the game off with a W. I think that's the biggest thing in the league for depth. For me, I think for the most part, depth is kind of overrated, but in instances where you have players out, you got guys that can fill up and level up their games. It's huge.
Chris.
Hey, Kuz, 10 rebounds tonight. That seems to be an area where you've kind of excelled since coming to Washington. What do you think's behind the growth in that part of your game?
Well, I've been, really focused on rebounding more and more, since last year. I had to figure out a way last year to impact the game, because I didn't really get that many touches. And I think that was the way to impact the game, offensively and defensively. And it's huge, without defense and rebounding, you're going to be a terrible team. So, I understand that, and, just trying to help my team out any way I can within those regards.
Appreciate it.
Last question, Anu.
Hey Kyle, we saw that you signed and autographed your shoes and gave it to a young fan. I guess just, generally, Why is that important to you? And, how is that special for you?
I mean, I feel like for me, when I was a kid, I never got to go to NBA games. I lived really far from like Detroit Pistons, and I know that you never know when kids are, whether it's their first game or mini games. And I think as professional athletes, it's our job to be entertainers and also role models. And you never know when you can make somebody's day, and that's important to me. So,
Thanks, Kyle. Safe travels back.
yeah.
Appreciate you, Kuz.
They can't all be winners.
Since you personally and as a group didn't face much defense, what were you able to get into early?
I mean, obviously, coach always puts us in spots to see based on our strengths. I think they're a young group, so they play hard, but obviously sometimes they get out of position and things like that. And so, changing sides of the floor, being patient, allows us to get some good looks.
Make it sound easy, just that if you guys have had kind of, I guess, issues that you pointed out when we approached the game beforehand, how important was that?
I mean, I think our attention to detail was there. I think our focus was there for the most part. Obviously they helped us out a little bit as well. Yeah, I mean, basketball's an easy game. You gotta just kind of do your job.
Spencer,
Oh.
how much pride do you take in your ability to play in the space that you want to play at, and you don't allow opponents to do what?
I mean, I think I pride myself on having a versatile skill set, being able to do what's necessary when called upon. And, that's going to constantly look different. Sometimes it's going to be assists, sometimes maybe rebounds, sometimes maybe get in the paint, sometimes maybe mid-range to cut runs or to finish games. And, sometimes you got the three working. It's just being able to be versatile. And I think when you have a toolbox like that, that's probably why I'm not sped up. You know what I'm saying? Because I can get to where I need to get to when I want to. That I got a lot more to learn. It's an eclectic individual. No, I mean, I think, I made a couple comments recently about, him being able to be in the high teens, a possible double threat. I think obviously when he's playing catch and shoot and 0.5 basketball, he's a great, force for us. And I think we saw that tonight. He had 3 catch shoot threes in a row, really stretched out the game in the third quarter. And so just know what everybody brings to the table. For sure. I mean, we all can see off the court. I mean, sometimes Kuz is, throwing not no look passes, but look passes, and then like he throws it, the dude catches it, and then he looks away. It's like, bro, it's like that's not how a no look pass works, bro. But he's still learning the nuances of that side of things.
Chase.
I mean, you're one of several players on this team who's averaging a career high in rebounds this year. For you individually, just what do you think has led to that for you?
I mean, I think commitment on an end, knowing how our roster is shaped right now. In recent years, I mean, shoot, when I was a rookie, I played with Andre Drummond, one of the best rebounders of all time. Then with the Nets, I played with DeAndre Jordan, one of the best rebounders of all time, and Jared Allen, who's not bad himself either. You know what I'm saying? So understand one team makeup. And then I think the last couple of games, my matchup has lent itself to that. We've had Pope guarding primary guys or Aaron tonight guarding primary guys. And so, if my guy Jalen Suggs, for example, is in the corner tonight, they shoot the ball. If he doesn't crash, it's my job to get in there and help out. And so just able to get a couple more boards.
And Coach Unseld called a timeout. You guys were down 15-12. And from there, the game just completely turned around. What did he say in the huddle? Or I mean, just like what do you think changed for you guys after that?
Oh, damn. I mean, he did what he does. He's a phenomenal coach. I think he's great with his timeouts. He's great with his play calling. I mean, I don't remember what he said verbatim, but obviously it was the kick in the ass we needed. So.
And you've had your two best scoring games this year in the two games that Brad's been out. Just kind of what has your approach been when he's out of the lineup, and does your approach change at all?
Well, of course. I mean, obviously, y'all kind of see it, right? Like, we monitor the game. We try to get Brad his shots, his looks. Got to get Kuz his looks, get Trez his looks. If I'm always on go, then like there's not always much ball movement. There's only so many shots to go around. So somebody's gonna have to sacrifice at some point in time. And then you see me get a little bit more aggressive in the fourth quarter when it's time to close and things when the game gets a little tighter and some other, you know what I'm saying, types of actions aren't working. So, you know, there's part of unselfishness and just knowing it's gonna come around. Obviously when Brad's out, like I'm pushing the go button a little bit earlier, a little bit more often. Again, that kind of goes back to the question you had, right? Where it's about not being sped up. Like, I feel like I can get a shot at any time. You know what I'm saying? That's not a question. So it's just about also like the psychology of our team. This is a more complicated game than just like, you know, who shoots, when, and all that other stuff. Like, you know, if I come out there and let's say me and Brad both shoot 20 times a game, 40 shots, you know what I'm saying, in a game, and we only shoot 85 as a team, there's only 40 more, you know what I'm saying, in that game. Now is Kuz mad, is Pope mad, is, you know, all that other stuff. You feel me? Because Trez is gonna get his 15, some of it based off offensive rebounds, things like that. Now, obviously, after a couple transition buckets, there's just not that many left. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's gonna have to fall on the sword a little bit and understand that, like, for everybody to get their 10, it means that he can't have 20, and it's not gonna be Brad. So I'm the next option.
I think Ava had one more in person.
Sorry if this is a basic question, but when you try to create a versatile game, how do you personally go about building that to make sure that you're not a jack of all trades master? Like, I feel like a lot of guys are like, we're not good at getting good at any time.
Well, so remember, everybody has a specialty. At the end of the day, my specialty is the pick and roll. So that also needs its versatility. So think about it as a shooter, right? Like JJ Redick. JJ Redick is he was a catch shoot shooter first, but then he had to be able to come off screens and shoot on the move. And he had to be able to pump fake one dribble, you know what I'm saying, still shoot. So it was all based off of that. If you look at most of my actions, they're still based off of pick and roll, but I just have to have the versatility in the different 3 levels of shot making, have the right reads, throw the lob when the lob's ready, throw the skip pass when that's ready. So it's still based in a specialty. So that's how I'm not a jack of all trades, master of none. And then also, you know, my size and athleticism makes me a lot different than other point guards. You know what I'm saying? There's not many other PGs out there that are 6'6", you know what I'm saying, 6'10" wingspan, some probably just sub 40-inch vert. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so just sub 40 vertical, you know what I'm saying, leap. But like there's just not many people out there. So that's how, you know what I'm saying, you use your burst when you need to. Like I had Mo Bamba on an ISO, use your burst, get by him. Sorry, I'm starting to get into it, so I'm thinking about it. Or then like you get maybe when I had like Schroeder, you take him to the block a little bit. Like it's just knowing your matchups, knowing where your strength is at, and then, you know, manipulating the game to where you need to get it at what time. No problem.
All right, Spence. Appreciate you.